In this video, we're talking about the blame game. Everything that's wrong in your life is because of the other parent. Hey, it's Ryan Thomas. I'm an alienated child who was able to reunite with my dad. And in this video, I'm answering a question from Amy. And Amy asks, does one parent suggest that the hardships that the child is under is only because of the other parent? And the simple answer to this is yes, yes, and yes. Oftentimes, and in most times, the alienating parent, the controlling parent, is telling the child, see why you aren't doing as well in sports or in school or friends, or why you aren't happier, or whatever hardship is going on in that child's life is pretty much able to be connected back to that other parent. And it could be anything from the way that the alienated parent talks, acts, even their mere presence throws catastrophic results into the life of this child. And so as a child of alienation, you are hardwired eventually to believe that, geez, if that parent just went away, if I didn't have anything to do with them, my life would be so much easier. And what's really frustrating for me about it is that they actually prove that that's true, but not in the way that they intend. What happens is they create so much drama and anxiety and fear for the child and cause chaos in the child's life that, yes, when the parent goes away and when there's no more contact with the parent, it feels as a child, I don't have to deal with that anymore. It's so much relief. It's such a weight off. But it wasn't actually the parent doing anything. It wasn't the parent's presence. It wasn't the parent saying or doing the wrong thing. It was the perception that was painted by the controlling parent. It was all of that drama and lies and manipulation that was introduced into the child's life, and that's being introduced into your child's life, that causes all of the strife and stress that the child's feeling. But they trick you into believing that it's that parent who's doing something. So that really blows my mind, and it blew my mind when I started to realize as the whole plan to alienate me was coming undone, from my alienating me from my dad, and of course it had worked for years and years and years. And when I started to realize what had been done to me, I was realizing that every bad thing that was lobbed onto my dad, that it's his fault for that, was not only not true, but I also traced back that all of the strife, all of my fears, all of my anxiety, all of the things that I would say, are wrong with me, were as a direct result of the way that the storyline of my relationship with my dad was presented to me. So if my dad showed up somewhere and I didn't perform very well, it was his fault. If he showed up, it was his fault. If he didn't show up and I didn't do something right, or I fell down in a sporting event or something like that, it was because I was so stressed out because I have a father who doesn't want to show up, who doesn't care. So no matter what way my dad did, or no matter what my dad did and which way he went, he was going to be wrong. It was going to be his fault. But again, in actuality, what I realized was it was all that stress that they gave me. It was trying to maneuver between a dad that I love and a mom that I love, and trying to square all of these lies and manipulation. That's what created the stress in my life, not him. It was all that other garbage. If you had removed the blame game, I would have had a much happier life. I would have had a more abundant life, where both parents were allowed to love me and that I was allowed to love them openly and freely. But it's that selfishness that wants to be the best parent, who loves them the most, and blame all the bad stuff on that parent. Now, whether the controlling parent is so delusional that they believe it themselves, or they're just using it as a tool, I think it's a case-by-case basis. But absolutely, the blame game happens, and it is one of the fundamental keys and strategies and weapons that the controlling parent will use against the alienated parent, and unfortunately, it works very, very well. But I hope that this understanding of how deep this goes helps you. And also, if you haven't, please subscribe to these to get more videos like this delivered to your inbox, where I'm answering questions from parents, giving you tips and insights so that you can beat parental alienation, you can understand it, and hopefully reunite and rebuild a relationship with your child in the way that you deserve. Again, I'm Ryan Thomas. I look forward to seeing you on another video, and thanks so much.